As you can see by
Over
my
there.
blue, I am a US Marine.
Over there. You have 5 seconds or you're gonna be shot.
Alright. Hello everyone. Alright, hello guys. We'll be starting the debate. Yeah, just double check. There may be a trainee that needs to get trained, so we might need to get someone to do that. Okay. So today we'll be trying something new. We're going to be doing a debate. So between Pancreas and your current GOA Gizmo. You guys may allow people to enter the base, neutrals, as long as they're not acting hostile. So we're going to be doing debate. So we have our moderator here on the chair that's going to ask questions, and we'll let these two discuss it. The moderator will pick who will speak first, and we'll let discussions happen from there. At the end, we might take some questions. I'll hand it over to the moderator now.
Okay. Hey guys. Let me switch to yell. Hey guys. I'm Joe. I'm gonna be doing if you hear some fucking noises, just put stop sound and alright, cause alright, so we've got a couple questions. For each question that I ask, Gizmo will speak first, and then once Gizmo's done, Pancreas will speak. Okay. So we got the first question here. First question is, main priorities when it comes to making changes. Gizmo?
My main priority when it comes to making changes is to make sure that other people like it in the faction. Before I make any change, I run it through with high command, various officers, and even service staff. I make sure that at least a majority of them likes it, as I want people to not enjoy the changes that I make.
Democratic approach to changes. Pancreas?
My main focus when making changes is that they're going to. I want to make sure that they actually make a difference. Like, I don't want to go making changes that do shit all. I want to make sure that the changes are efficient and that they will get something done. Obviously, I understand that not everybody will agree with everything I do. However, if I can adhere to the majority, then that would be very good for me.
Okay. Good. Those answers somewhere. Okay, we'll move on to the next question, starting with Gizmo again. What do you think puts you above the oppositional candidate?
Alright, I am the better candidate due to, one, my experience from my past in Delta Force and as GOA and Lieutenant General. I have adequate experience to become or to remain as a general of the armies. Not.
Okay. For the questions, by the way, you guys are allowed to comment on the only you two, not the people in the crowd. You two are allowed to comment on the other person's responses, by the way, just to make it a little more fun. Pancreas, why do you think you're better than Gizmo?
Well, so I personally, in my earlier days, I have had activity slip-ups. You know, when first, like an officer of the Marines, my activity fell behind me. But as of relatively recent few months, I have been very active. I'd like to think that I've been very active. Due to obviously belief, relatively more active than Gizmo.
Hey.
I'd also like to make a small comment that obviously Gizmo has made some rather defining changes among the US. However, the changes there haven't been many changes. Like the changes that he has done has been pretty alright, but there have been, which I want to do. I want to make a fair amount of changes that make a big difference. You get what I mean?
Alright. You state my activity isn't as great as yours, yet after checking Great Game Tracker, mine is more consistent and bigger.
Right. I just want to put this out here real quick, right? Just out of character. We're trying to keep these debates in character. So try not to talk about things like game tracker and activity. We're talking about in character things here, gentlemen. Alright. Let's continue with the next question. What do you think are issues in the faction, and how are you going to plan to change them, Gizmo?
So I didn't quite catch what you said. You cut out for a second
Oh,
for me.
okay. I'm sorry. I'll repeat it. What do you think are currently the biggest issues in the to change them?
Alright. Some of the current issues that I feel are regiment interaction. I've had many plans in the past that I've used to improve this, and I intend to bring them back. This can involve the weekly tasks that improve teamwork within regiments, trying to get activities done as a group, trainings or faction trainings that are divided into regiments. Working together in your regiment is an important part of the US, and it means that US can work together more efficiently and be a better faction as a whole.
So my main concern about the US regiments would be activity among officers. A few regiments have had commanding officers / non-commanding officers that have gone on extended leave and that have not shown up. And obviously, I want to be. I've always, in my time in the Marines, I've been very strict on unnotified leave and going on leave without notifying. And so, if this continues, then as GOA, I will make a change about it. I will do something about it.
Rebuttal time. Whenever an officer goes on a vacated leave for a good while, I always make sure I follow up with them. I message them on our secure devices and check up with them to see if everything is okay and to make sure that they are not going on an unexplained leave for no reason.
Yes, but how often, how many repeat offenses do you allow people to get away with? Because I could say, for me, I personally, I'm not very lenient with it. When people go on unexplained leave, it's very disruptive to the US's management, and so We can't. I don't want to allow that to happen. Obviously, I could guarantee you the non-officers in crowd, if their leader went on unexplained leave, well, they wouldn't want any. They wouldn't want to miss out on promotions and miss out on expanding their what's the word? Missing out on their experience.
Well, obviously there is a limit to how many times they can go on an unexplained leave. This varies from person to person and what their troubles are. If it's without a reason, then at the most they would have a few. But if they truly have a reason and they were just too busy to put in a leave, then I don't blame them. Obviously, unexplained leaves are a problem, but they rarely happen, and when they do, I always make sure to follow them up.
Alright. Next question. So what qualities do you think a good GOA should possess, and do you possess those qualities? Gizmo.
Important qualities of a GOA. The most important is leadership. Leadership is always important faction, and without it, faction begin to die. I pride myself on my leadership abilities. Being able to lead people in success. Obviously other qualities, activity, friendliness, say I tick the box, and to get along with.
Try to speak up as much as you can, by the way.
Oh, okay, sorry, my mic was far away from. Do you want me to repeat what I said?
No, just continue.
Alright. Obviously, like I said, leadership is important. So is activity and ability to listen to others. Without being able to listen to others, nothing will get done. And if nothing gets done, the faction dies.
Alright. Pancreas.
I believe, obviously, leadership is a very important skill to have when, leading an army of a country. However, I believe another almost as important trait to have is confidence. You don't want to have somebody, standing up and trying to empower the army in order to, run into battle and risk their lives for their country. And then have it be, nervous, have a nervous man up the front and the words just don't mean anything. Which is where I believe I'm very strong in. I personally consider myself to be very confident. And a few of the Marines, I'm sure, can comment on whenever we have meetings, my words, and how they generally get through pretty well. I also believe another one of my personal skills that is helpful is an ability to negotiate. So obviously, when people have issues among the army, obviously I can't just go accepting and denying everything and everyone. So I like being able to negotiate problems among the people is very helpful, and I believe I possess that trait.
You claim that your ability to negotiate is very good, but yet before you claimed that the most important thing in a trait is to get things done, right? Okay, I can't speak right now. Anyway, you say your ability is to get things done. If you state that you're best at negotiating, but your priority isn't to talk with other people, then there's an issue there.
I never said.
Someone deal with that person. Alright. So So guys, we only have like two or three more questions, and a couple more. So
Hold on, I wasn't finished. My game just decided to have a momentary. Sorry, that I
okay.
had a little bit of a shutdown. Sorry, my bad. Where was I? Oh yeah. When I say like dealing with with people, I don't mean like not being able to negotiate. I just mean that several offenses of like unexplained leave and such has caused regiments to, you know, completely die, people just not enlist in them. So I do believe that yes, I will be doing something about the unexplained leaves and such. However, my ability to negotiate is also very strong. And might I add, my confidence, my confidence point as well, comes perfectly here. I can't exactly say Gizmo's argument went too well with that, given that he fumbled his words. But anyway, continue.
All right, guys. What are the biggest issues with the US at the moment, and how are you going to fix these issues? You only have to list maybe 3 max. Gizmo.
Current issues is inactivity with officers. I'm already currently working on fixing that. Recruiting new officers that know what they're doing and are very promising. Some examples of these might be Aussie Fan and Connor. They've been doing very good in leading their regiment to success. As you can see, 75th is now doing pretty well. Another issue, I believe, is our lack of skill in combat. I've also been working on improving that within the US.
I personally I agree with the lack of, I guess, presentness of officers of regiments. Like I've touched on a few times, it can lead to either the rise or the fall of certain regiments. However, I don't quite agree with the like the combat. Obviously, granted, combat is very important, but I don't believe that it's the combat we directly need to deal with. I think we instead need to focus on getting people out of the base. Instead of seeing people just loiter around, like sit around the base, have a little have a nice little chat. Instead, I'm going to be you know, encouraging people to actually get out of the base and go do something. Go secure points. Go talk to an officer and start a raid on an enemy. We need to focus on more getting out of the base and not just dealing with combat and such. Because if we get out of the base, not only will our soldiers be doing something, our soldiers will also be improving their combat.
Well, don't you think leaving the base would go under the PvP aspect? As leaving the base obviously involves a lot of combat, and that's certainly required. I have also been working on making sure that other US and officers leave the base more. I've actively been working on raids increasing in the US, and so far that has been a success. We've been succeeding in more raids against the Taliban than I would say ever before. Another point I'd like to bring up is training. Recently there has been a lack of training, and while I can take a bit of fault for that, I believe that with work I can bring back trainings within regiments, factions, even promotional trainings, or faction trainings rather, to make sure that US are proficient in all aspects.
Well, I mean, you say that you've been doing more to get officers and enlisted out into the field. Yet how come I still see, when I wander around the base, I still see people just littered around, just not doing anything. People aimlessly running around, people just manning the watchtowers. I understand that being able to defend the base is important. However, we don't need 8 men in a watchtower to defend from, you know, potential minor threats like a civilian without a license. You know, we need to be able,
Well-
we need to actually send our men out, destroy the terrorism at its source.
I would say that begs the question of why are you unable to do it yourself? You are a USMC officer, and a big part of that is your sneakiness. Don't you think that as a USMC officer you should be getting people out of the base more than other regiments? Security operations, for example, their job is base defense. They can't stick around inside, their job is to stick around inside all day.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do. I do get my US Marines out. Your Pope and Cruz have also helped me with getting the Marines out. It's very rare that I see Marines sitting in the base doing nothing. Occasionally I'll see a Marine up in the watchtower and I'll tell him in our private communications to go do something. Or I'll take a car out of the garage and I'll say, hey, all Marines, come and hop in the car. We'll go and scout some points. So that's, I mean, I don't really ever see any chilling in the base.
Yeah, you're a major general, right? Don't you think that you should be taking other regiments out? Your job as an officer isn't just to worry about your own regiment. You should be worrying about others. And as GOA, that is pretty much your sole goal of being, you know, in the highest position of power. Being able to work with
Yes.
all regiments is important, and if you claim that you're only working with Marines, then a bit different.
Well, being able to command other regiments and being able to work with other regiments do very different things. I work extremely well with other regiments. In fact, I don't really know anybody in the US that I don't work well with. But being able to command them, that shouldn't be up to me. I shouldn't have to command people and tell them to go out of the base. If I become a GOA, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to teach officers how to actually command their men, teach officers how to tell their men to go and do something.
Alright, again, this brings...
Okay.
Oh, next.
I think we can finish up with that question. All right, so we've got the final question. I see a lot of people complaining about the current qualities of officers. How can you ensure that the officers are performing well?
Well, at the moment, I've been working with some officers to try and improve their abilities. This can mean some of the newer officers who are just or new to the officer course. I try to work with them, get them to learn the ins and outs of being an officer and what to do. Although this doesn't always work, I try to give guidance whenever needed, and whenever people ask, I try my best to help them out.
I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question? I was a little bit distracted.
I see a lot of people complaining about the current qualities of officers. How can you ensure that the officers are performing well?
Okay. Well, obviously having calling all the officers into a meeting, every fortnight maybe, just to suss out the progress of the US and see how everybody is going among the regiments. And obviously if I see something, if I see officers behaving poorly, and if I hear word about officers behaving poorly, leading poorly, then I'll bring the officer in and I'll have a little conversation with them. Which is another thing I want to put out. If I get GOA, I want to put it very clear that do not be afraid to come and talk to me. If there's a problem among the US, then I am very open to conversations with the US about issues.
You state that you have officer meetings, or you would have officer meetings every 2 weeks. Although that is important, I believe officer meetings aren't needed as much as every issue that ever happens in the US almost always gets reported to me within the hour. I don't think officer meetings are as necessary to learn what's going on as High Command and GOA figure out almost instantly.
I can understand why you feel that way, but I believe the opposite. I believe having officer meetings is very important, not just to assess the problems within the US, but also to, like, you know, give praise to those doing well. Also, just to you know, connect more with the army, ensure that everybody isn't having any issues, make sure they're feeling okay about their position. Just a general checkup, mostly.
Alright, guys.
It's hey. This concludes all the questions. I believe all the neutrals and whatnot on the right here. You guys are now free to leave. Voting should start soon. But yeah, that concludes all the questions.
Alright, guys, we're gonna do voting, so line up outside the officer building.
I think some four.
Pancreas for a better tomorrow. I was tapped at what the fuck?
Sure, everyone.
And US.
Hello, my fellow. Who are you voting? Who are you voting? I want to know who you're voting.
He's a fellow US officer. Do not.
I got him.
US soldier. Do not arrest him. Another fellow US soldier.
Oi, Finbo, we had PTE. Stop killing us, you fucking mutt. Yeah, just remember, only US can vote. So if you're not a US, sadly, you'll need to leave the line. So.
Medic.
Hi, Aussie fan, you're a US. Why are you leaving?
Please line up.
Register to vote by putting your bank account details in OIC. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Give me your card number so we can register.
up, boys.
To vote, alright,
Don't
guys?
shoot him. Martial officer.
How you doing down there, dudes?
There's no women here.
How's your day?
Don't get to vote here.
Can you get
Hey, we guess what the line, mate. Don't jump in the queue again.
Gizmo winning?
Gizmo!
Someone come and res,
Yes.
Joey, can you res this man here? Oi, res him, Joey.
Yeah, oi, Mr. Farrell. Mr. Farrell, can you raise this dead man?
Yeah, you got defibs. You're fucking man. You got defibs.
Oi, stand back. Sneaky, don't do it. Yes, do it.
Get him.
Yeah, run! Run! Please let me back in the line. Thank you.
Private first class river, who are you voting?
Let me back in. Back in. You 1v1 after this. Finn! Please let me back in. Thank
Need
you.
a medic.
Got it.
Need a medic.
Just remember, everyone, if you want to register, send me your bank account details through OIC. Alright? You need to register in order for your vote to count. About that you joined, it took so long.
At gmail.com.
Make sure to put your mum's phone number in OOC so she knows that you are registering and it is safe. Make sure to put your mum's phone number in OOC.
Why are you doing that?
Mum's phone number in OOC.
Oi.
Did you get your eye? Hey, who are you voting for, mister?
I voted already.
So.
Up to the office and there should be.
Yeah, I voted already.
Who's nerd?
Have a great day, boss.
Ow, my immersion. My immersion. Ow.
Don't rejoin the line,
Mate,
mate.
what you done?
Make your way up to the office, cast your vote, and then if you choose.
Lucifer, line up.
Yeah, I'm voting for Pancreas. If he doesn't.
Even though you're an officer, you still need to line up, Lucifer.
Oh,
Lucifer, line up.
Snake Eater, move up. That works, I guess. Oi, scary.
We'll look to leave.
Yeah, he's too dead. He's already dead. He's too dead.
Just try again, try again, try again, try again.
I'm back here.
So then when you're done, you're gonna leave the...
I vote for Pancreas. Vote for Pancreas or you go.
Oh my god.
Gizmo got 4
Enemy
in the debate.
PL8. Enemy PL8. I mean, start a war on PL8. Oi, Finn! Oi, why'd you fucking kill him? Yeah?
Fuck
Oi,
you.
think you're funny? Think you're funny?
Oi, Finn, not
chunky
bro.
fuck.
Do they come in men's? Huh?
Wait, what the fuck is my FPS going down so low? What the fuck?
Yeah.
He wasn't a terrorist. Where's the proof he was a terrorist?
Slash me high five. Slash me high five.
Just because he threatened doesn't mean he's a terrorist, you racist piece of shit, bro.
Oi, that's actually so weird, bro. My frame is a normal.
Oi, dickhead.
Right.
Can you just step
Why are you in line?
Oi, Finn, you smell like my fucking mum's.
I want to be arrested. Arrest me.
What underwear are you wearing?
Arrest
He's into BDSM. He's into BDSM.
Arrest me.
Bro,
Arrest me.
Don't touch him.
What the fuck?
What?
Oi, watch your mouth, mate.
I think it's quite hard to pay. Yeah.
Fan? I did the 24.
Hey, that's
Hello?
Hold on. Oi, make sure to have a nice refreshing drink before you go in.
Yo, if you have questions, message me, okay? If you have any questions, message me.
Yep. If you have any questions on how to vote, make sure to register first by sending me your bank account details, alright?
Put your gun away. Stop shooting.
Yeah, which numbers do I give you, bro? Which numbers?
Yeah, we tell them to stop killing us. They keep killing our people, G.
Well, fix your chin, mate.
Yes.
Fuck you. Free up. Free up that guy's chin.
I can't get back in there, okay.
Oh, mate, you should get a better chin, bro.
Ooh, fair.
Oh,
You're
Christ
nice and
almighty.
They'll happily die.
Oi, stop shooting, you fucking fat fuck.
Who's shooting? Wait, chill. Only shoot if you need to. So like this guy right here.
Oi, Feral, oi, this Finn guy keeps shooting. This Finn guy, he fucking
Yeah, he
keeps shooting.
the friendly civilians as we're just here.
Yeah, what we do?
We need a medic here.
You want to take him in cuffs or what?
We need a medic. I wish I could
Can you
revive,
hear me?
but I got
Can you hear me,
demoted.
man? Oh, he's still breathing. We need a medic.
Should I revive him?
Oh yeah.
General,
Oh, yeah.
General, should I revive him?
Bro, go ahead, revive
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Go ahead,
He looks
revive
kind
him.
of like he looks pretty comfortable
Oh
here,
yes.
to be honest.
Oh yes.
Where'd he go?
Where's he going?
Wait, I want to talk to the fat shit. Where's the fat shit?
Oh yes.
Moldy dog.
Oh,
Wearing my
yes.
fucking men's shoes, you dogs.
Alright, come on, let's go.
Line!
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oi, look at Paige.
Oh yes, very
I've
nice,
got a
very good, very
spooky
good.
Halloween competition. In order to enter, you have to jihad. You have to jihad,
Lucas
alright?
H, oi, slash roll if you know what I mean. Wait, Lucas, oi, I got 99. You gotta roll now.
Don't try and convince my NPS to fucking...
Let's go.
How the fuck do I
Voting's
Slash
cancelled, I
roll,
decide.
slash roll. I got 99, you gotta get 100, bro.
Matt, I'm dying at.
Yo, just
Slash roll 100.
I roll for your vote for Gizmo. If I win, you have to vote for Gizmo.
Well, you know, that might be a bad idea. Could backfire.
Come on, bro, you gotta do
It
You roll.
could backfire.
You roll.
Who did off the dick?
No, that could backfire.
Oh, he rolled a 40.
So big.
Ow.
let's go. Lucas, you got 40, bro. Oi, Lucas, bro, you got 40.
That's unlucky.
I'll use my magic power.
Oi, congrats on his promo to Profit, bro.
Oi. You click 4 and left click, bro.
4 and left
dollars on stone. Don't dance. Don't dance or you die.
Yo, if you have questions, message me.
What are you doing this, man? This is fucking...
You're shaking your head at me? Why?
Wait, stop shooting, please. Don't shoot unnecessarily.
You're so big. Yes. Ooh.
If you have...
don't waste my ammo.
You know you like it. You know you like it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Alright, let's go, Lucifer.
Mr. Ferrell's one I have to hop off soon as it is the school night. Can you please message me the results of the GOA election? I don't want my parents to get mad at me for staying online.
Can you strip yourself?
My screen time
My
is
parents are gonna ban me from the computer.
This is a child from the server. I'll be naked. That would not be appropriate.
On the USB.
Midday, I've been grounded, so I'll fax you the results.
If you have any questions, please message me, okay? Before you vote. Final decision thing.
Whoa, not EMP on the server, mate.
Alright, let's go, Snack Eater.
I'm being harassed. I'm being sexually harassed.
Yo, what is...
Oi, leave your puppy alone. Oi, boys. Oi, boys. Oi, come over here and look at this spray. Holy shit.
Wait,
Did
did you get to vote again?
Oi, did you know that there's
so you
nice
can make your way up,
terrorists
let's
in
go,
France?
buddy.
I saw it on a news report. There's a nice terrorist in France.
Oh my goodness. Gun down.
Can you guys watch the other side of the building for me? There seems to be a few people loosey goose.
Mr. GOA Gizmo, sir, what's your opinion on the nice terrorist in France?
Oi. Do you reckon if we steal his clothes we could sell them for $5 on eBay? Do you reckon we could take his clothes for $5? Oi.
Alright, Carl, let's go, mate.
Oi,
Let's go, Nev.
Suck, duty.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Alright, when you get up here, you're just gonna go into the building, cast your vote, and then whoever that US private is can fuck off. Who are you? Go away, mate.
Oh mate, who would you like to vote? Okay, thank you for your...
Beef, so fuck yourself.
You smell like dog.
You smell like a pussy, mate.